Hello everyone and welcome back to the REM Cycle. I'm your host, REM as per usual, and we're back in Professor Layton in the Curious Village, where this is the part 2 of our streams of this fun puzzle game. I got my note papers and things like that, and we're just gonna plug on in and get started. Our story so far: in the course of the afternoon, long investigation through St. Mystere, Luke and Layton stumbled upon a rumor about some mysterious kidnappings. The professor had a hunch that Ramon's disappearance and these kidnappings must be connected. In a quest for further detail, the intrepid pair continue their search of Mystere into the night. Hello, girl. I'm sorry, young lady. Could you help us? We're looking for someone, you see. Sorry, can't help you. And by can't, I mean don't want to. I've barely even talked to Ramon, and I'm so not interested in this search. But maybe if you help me solve this puzzle, I might just remember something. And just who do you think you are, young lady? Wow, she's a piece of work. From high in the sky, a pair of aliens observe humans using a bizarre object. Perplexed, these aliens turn to the other and say, "How strange. The Earthling is opening a hole in a sheet of paper and marking it with a line to show to the other Earthlings where the hole is." Never seen anything like it. Put a hole in a piece of paper. Line. That won't exactly show it. They're talking about a compass.
That should do it.
Lovely.
Critical thinking is the key to success.
Nice work. When you think about it, the alien's description is pretty much spot on. Interesting how widely the perception of a single object can vary, though. You know, I've heard that if you aren't careful walking around, you might run into trouble. I bet Ramon wasn't being careful. What exactly do you mean? Aren't you supposed to be looking for somebody? Jeez. Hi, friend. Come on, let's go. Hey, guy. Oh, goodness, whatever shall I do? What seems to be the trouble, sir? Let's see, strong, young, and you look like you have a good back. Oh, thank heavens you came along. I beg your pardon? I've searched everywhere, and I just can't find the thing. Suppose I must have dropped it when I was strolling by the park this afternoon. I go to search for it myself, but it's gotten dark out. It's awfully scary out there. Bah, nothing of the sort. It's just that, well, I'm no spring chicken anymore, and my eyes aren't as sharp as they used to be. So how about it, Sonny? Will you help an old man search in the park for me? What? But aren't we in the middle of our investigation right now? Now, Luke, no need to be rude. After all, the park is but a small ways away. And who knows, we might actually find some new information. Besides, helping those in need is the duty of any gentleman. Splendid. Wait right here for you to come back. I'm counting on you. One more detail, sir. What exactly did you drop? Drop? What was it? Oh, that's right. It was my watch. Actually, my best watch. Please bring it back to me. Sure. you seen the wristwatch? Jared lost something again. It's getting kind of slow. He's always dropping stuff. So what he dropped this time? Let me guess, his wristwatch. Indeed, he did drop a wristwatch. But did you pick it up around here? Yep. Well, actually no, because Beatrice was actually the one to find it. Thing is, it was already late when she found it, so she decided to hold on to it until the morning. Go to the inn and you'll probably ask her for it. So, there you go. Now I've got your attention. Would you mind helping me out? Dark places give me the willies, but I wanted to solve this so bad I came out here for help. You see, it's about stars. Of course, I'll be happy to help. Biggest star. Legend has it people used to stare up the heavens to find images of animals and constellations. Looking up at the star-filled sky, try to connect the 5 largest objects in space to form the largest 5-pointed star possible. Next to the line doesn't pass any other star along the way. 5 largest objects. Okay. No. What? No way that could work.
That should do it. Every puzzle has an answer.
You need to connect the 4 stars to the Earth in order to form a star, like this one. Because that was the correct answer. Beatrice from the inn was the one to find Gerald's watch. Don't forget to ask her about it. See you tomorrow. Come on, Luke, let's go. Ah, Luke wants that bear. You've forgotten how to get home. Okay, that's a dead end. Ah, thank you, doggo. Not quite. I heard you found a wristwatch by the entrance of the park. Oh, that old thing? Does it belong to you, Professor? Oh, no, it's Gerald's. He dropped it today while wandering around town. Asked me to help him find it. Why am I not surprised? That man sheds more stuff than a cat sitting by a fireplace. Alright then, here's that watch. No, it figures it belongs to Gerald. I was just thinking to myself, the professor is far too fashionable to wear this old thing. Thank you very much. Ah, yes. Just out of curiosity, you haven't seen Ramon about lately, have you? Ramon? That skinny man with the big purple lips? No, he hasn't come by today. But, you know, for all his fancy clothing, he's actually quite the layabout. He's probably off idling at the cafe. I'll go check for him there. I see. If that's the case, I'll go there immediately. Oh, don't worry, Professor. Another guest arrived to stay the night, and I'm setting up his room. Besides, my door is always open for dashing gentlemen. Do you have a riddle? No. Yes. Do you know where Romana is? Despite the small size of the town, it's quite hard to find people. Sometimes it's running a maze. Speaking of, have you ever heard of this one? Oh. Well, there we go. On the run. So Mysterious Bandit is on the lam and tried to escape the police who are hot on his tail. The entrance to this part of town is marked with an arrow. This particular bandit follows a peculiar creed and vowed never to go backwards or turn around. Additionally, whenever he meets an intersection, he will always turn left or right. Now, as you can see from the map, this part of town has multiple exits, which are labeled A through G. All the exits here, but which one can the bandit never pass through? Okay, so he always turns left or right? Okay. Right, left. Cut. 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 And then cut. It's this one.
Luke, here's my answer. Critical thinking is the key to success.
Yep. You're a sharp one. Check out the cafe or the inn. Alright, we'll go to the cafe. Oh, do you have another riddle for us, by the by? Ooh, another cat puzzle. Animals are very dear to you, are they not, Luke? Well, I have just a puzzle for you, then. Cats and mice. 5 cats can catch 5 mice in 5 minutes. With that in mind, how many cats does it take to catch 100 mice in 100 minutes? Well, 5 cats. They're just all working together for that whole time.
Layton's apprentice saves the day!
Yep. Oop, we'll be right back. I just finished some tea. Ooh. Lovely. Is there another one? I don't know if it's about cats, Professor. I'm just a big softie when it comes to them. Good evening, dear sir. It's almost my bedtime, so I've got one more puzzle for you. Want to see it? Okay. 1,000 times. Blank is 1,000 times blank blank. Oh. Saying a lot of meters, millimeters, M.
Luke, here's my answer. Critical thinking is the key to success.
Yup. Ah, that was pretty fun, right? You did a good job. There's a man-eating monster in the tower. That's why everybody stays away. I'm not silly enough to think there's actually a monster inside, but the place is dangerous. So be careful in there, mister. Everyone says going out at night is dangerous. No, first of all, I can run really fast. I feel great all the time. Oh, hi, guy. Yep, we're still looking for him. Yep, it's dangerous. Here's a set of small paper cards, and each card is a single letter, but one of them is missing a letter. O-T-T-F-S-S-E-N-T. 5, 10, 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's F.
Luke, here's my answer. Critical thinking is the key to success.
Cafe's right there. Do you have another one? Okay, before we go in there, let's do a loop around this area. Ooh, old lady.
Aren't the two of you up late playing detective? If you like solving mysteries, why don't you help me with this riddle?
Fish thief. When you weren't looking, someone came by and gobbled up your dinner. The three brothers near the scene of this dastardly crime had this to say. Me, yes, I ate it, and it was good too. B, I saw A eat that fish right up. And C says, B and I did not eat that fish. One of the three is lying. Which one is lying? Well, if A's the only one lying, then that would mean B would be telling the truth, and thus A would be not lying. So it cannot be A. B, I saw A eat it, which means those couldn't both be truthful. C, B and I did not eat that fish. If he's lying, then A would have to also be lying, so that's impossible. It has to be C who's lying.
Luke, here's my answer.
It's true.
Another
But how?
puzzle solved.
Ah, two of them are eating the fish. That makes sense. Well, you took care of that one in a hurry. A series of events happening in the city. Luke probably watches TV. Oh, what? Splitting it up. You have a big wooden cube that's painted red on all 6 sides. After splitting the cube into smaller parts as shown, you're left with 27 cubes, identical in size but varying the number of red sides per cube. How many of these 27 cubes have just one of their 6 sides painted red? Okay, it's painted red on all 6 sides. Okay. Painted red on all 6 sides. It's now split. How many of them just have one? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It would have to be 6, right? Just double checking.
How does this sound?
Good.
Professor, I've solved it.
Yep. My guy. Yep, it's taking quite the bit to do our investigation the other night. Oh, and you're easing our tension. Oh no, the town is in grave peril. As you read this, a fearsome monster is launching an attack on St. Mystere. What if the beast by stabbing it in the eye? In the eye. One eye. Could be there, but those are just windows. The cat? That's not really a beast. Or that person. Spooky tree, maybe. The moon? I think we need a hint coin. There's only one monster attacking the village.
How does this sound? Professor, I've solved it.
Huh. It's silhouette. Oh my gosh. Wow. You know, let's... Do you have another one? Oh, Guy. What's up? Can't sleep because of a puzzle. That's okay, I can help you with that. Oh. It's one of these. Find the star. There it is.
Well, here's my guess.
Yes! Yup. You asked me to tell you the answer. Do you have another one? Sorry for blowing it on you there, Pally. That was rotten of me. Aw, you're a sweetie. Secret puzzle. Oh, we have to figure out which one of these fits in there. Okay, well, blue through this side links up with here, this side links up with here, obviously, and this side links up with here. So blue in the middle for two sides, which means it would be a blue line going across from there to there. Through the middle pieces, there to there. So simply going by the blue line, only C is the correct one.
How does this sound? Layton's apprentice saves the day!
Yep. Done. Oh, I suppose you haven't seen Ramon, have you? Of course I've seen him. Just not today. Sorry. Excuse the interruption. Just looking for coins in your house now, like a common thief. Oh. Into the cafe. Sugar puzzle. Change this to this. How many cups do you need to move? Just one. You lift up this one, pour it into there, and put it back.
Well, here's my guess. Professor, I've solved it!
Yep. Easy. Ramon! Oh no, you're not Ramon, you're Zupone. Fancy meeting you here. I've got to do the other puzzle. Okay. Town barbers. Oh, I know this. Always, who is the barber's barber? That is a common question. The barber's barber is the barber's apprentice. Meaning, the barber's apprentice would, and a barber cannot barber themselves. So, the barber's apprentice, the barber will always have a terrible haircut. Because they're training the apprentice. And the apprentice will always have perfect hair because the barber does the apprentice's job. So, this is the barber on the left, A is the barber, B is the apprentice. So, you want a haircut from A because B is the apprentice.
Well, here's my guess. Professor, I've solved it!
Yep. Piece of cake. Now, have you seen Ramon? Do you have any more? Why does he have stuff on his face? He's got scars, though. Hello there, I've never seen your mug in here. What'll it be, pal? Oh, I'm not ordering anything. I actually just came in to inquire about a certain thing. Not here for special then. I mean, actually, if you want to get information out, out of somebody, you gotta butter them up first. You see, I'm quite a master of seduction and persuasion. And if you know that a bartender possibly has information, order a drink, get a conversation going with them. Never ever go blindly into saying, hey, have you seen X? You got to make somebody your at least acquaintance before you ask them for something, information included. Because Leighton here is not a police officer, he's just a guy. So of course this guy's gonna be unhappy. Has no one heard from Herman, the servant at Reinhold Manor, since this afternoon? We've been looking everywhere, but to no avail. Talked to Cruton and he mentioned an old man lurking around the village. Do you perchance know anything of such an individual? An old man? Oh, right, that old rumor. So you have heard of him before. See, this whole conversation is a full attack. Leighton is attacking the bartender with questions, and the bartender is just resisting. Although Leighton is doing it very gentle, the bartender is seeing everything as an attack. So Leighton's actually not really manipulating this conversation very well. You're not from here, are you? Thing is, I can't have you spreading crazy rumors about Saint Mystery outside world now, can I? Of course, if you're a puzzle lover, then maybe, just maybe, I could find it in me to trust you. I know a fellow who swears up and down that he saw the strange old geezer skidding around town. The fellow I know is Prosciutto. I literally was just talking to him. Yeah. Do you have any riddles, by the way? Friend? Prosciutto. I heard you know about the man around town. Can you tell me what you know? Okay, Chomponomicon. I think it was something like 4 days ago. This creepy guy sneaking around. I want to make sure he didn't clean out the butcher before I got there. Close, there was some spooky old guy with a huge sack. I yelled at him, but the geezer just bolted, and I was like, man, look at Gramps just move. I think that weirdo's been the one kidnapping people. If you're not out at night, you better watch yourself. Do you have any riddles, by the way? Oh, I'm sorry, Luke. You're so sleepy. Oh my goodness. It's Raban in a sack. And some guy with a hat? Ooh, cutscene.
Luke, sir, hold it there.
Right
His hat is a bag. We lost him. You saw it too. It was Ramon. Does that mean that the kidnapper killed Ramon too? We must return to the site of Ramon's abduction. There could be a clue. Right behind you, Professor. This is where it happened. We gotta sweep the area. Professor, look at this. It's an identical tiny cog. Perhaps at any rate, our first priority is to report our findings to Lady Dahlia. Let's get back to the manor. After witnessing Ramon's abduction, the professor and Luke went to the manor to report their findings. We have urgent news. Ramon has been abducted. What? Oh! I must inform Madame at once. Something terrible has happened. So, are you saying that Ramon was also been involved in some sort of foul play? Now, we can't be sure of that yet. However, time is of the essence. We must organize a search to locate him post-haste. Mr. Layton, what's the meaning of all this? Why do you insist on whipping up the town into a frenzy? The situation has changed recently, Inspector. We saw Ramon being abducted in town. I'm afraid you may have a serial murder case on your hands. You must rally the people of St. Mystere and organize a search. Mr. Layton, last time I checked this was my case, not yours. It's too late to start looking tonight. We'll organize a search first thing in the morning. We have no time to debate whether or not to wake a few sleepy villagers. While we sit here bickering, poor Ramon might already be... Everyone, your attention, please. Honestly, Matthew, can't you see we're busy right now? What is it? My sincerest apologies, madam, but it's Ramon. He returned. Returned? But... Yes, afternoon, Professor. Honored with us with a visit. I went to the market to do the shopping. Why do you ask? Just what is going on here? There you have it, Layton. Now will you finally leave the detective work to the detective? But we saw it. We saw it happen right before our eyes. Ramon, don't you remember any of this? That's enough now, Luke. But no, he was... I must apologize. Inspector Chelmy, it was dark out and it seems that I was mistaken in what I saw. Now if you'll excuse us, it's been a very long day and I do believe we could all use a little rest. I certainly agree. The last thing I need is some drowsy scholar creating a panic in the village. Well, good night to you all then. Oh, do you have a riddle, guy? No matter how I try, I can't... Oh, sorry. What's this guy's voice again? I gotta get into it. No matter how hard I try, I can't just seem to find that special someone. Tell me, Professor, what does an eligible bachelor like myself have to do to find a girl? I had an epiphany the other day. I think the reason I'm alone is because I cannot solve these riddles. No matter how many times I've tried to solve it, no matter how many nights I've spent pondering it, the answer eludes me. Please help me, Professor. I don't want to spend the rest of my life talking to stuffed animals. Oh, we're at 12. He probably has a lot of riddles then, if we are this far behind on him. Okay. Cut it into 2 pieces, so 1 cut to make a rectangle. But I cannot flip it. Oh, look. Look at the side here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Yep, that should work.
That should do it. Another puzzle solved.
Lovely. Joy! Oh, joy! I'm positively tingling with excitement. That puzzle solved, I'm sure I'll find it right in no time. Do you have another one? Look at me, my shoes cost a month's lodging, yet no one wants to marry this handsome, rich bachelor. What am I doing wrong? Tell me the truth, Professor. Is it my hat? No, I think it's actually your whole, like, personality and everything. But I'm actually giving you this personality, so... One moment, I'll be right back. Hello everybody, we're back. So I had a brief coffee issue. But I do want to go through our puzzle index to see what number we're on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 30, 31, 30, 30, 34, 30, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah! We're looking for 55. Let's check out our painting. Oops. There. And let's check the N. Let's make sure everybody's happy. Yep, yep. He likes it. Oh, but he doesn't. Neutral. Oh, that's the television. Ah, the television tells us that Leighton likes the books. Alright, let's continue. Do you have any more riddles? We might have actually talked to him already about this. It's not your hat. They've already retired for the night. Ramon's at the cafe. We should go get some rest. I wonder if we really did just mistake what we saw on the street. No, I'm certain that it was Ramon. When we saw him, there wasn't the slightest hint of life in him. He may have lost consciousness, but how odd that he should return healthy as he can be an hour later. Stranger still is the fact that he seems to have no memory of what we saw happen to him. It's so peculiar. Plus, Ramon wasn't even the first. Lots of people seem to have the same experience. Any other villager would be in a panic over something like this. But Saint Mystere? Well, it's peculiar, that's all. There is something very peculiar about this whole town. Yes, in most places, no one would stand for this. But we've seen that Mystere is anything normal. Daytime. Yes, don't worry, I'll let him know.
Oh, hello there. There was a phone call for you. It was from Inspector Chelmy. Inspector Chelmy. He just kept saying that it was urgent and that you needed to go to the manor at once. I wants to talk about what happened yesterday. Maybe so. We won't know until we get there, though. Come on, Luke. Could you help a girl out before you leave? I can't fit my sandwich in my lunchbox. Using scraps left over from your breakfast, you managed to cobble together a rather oddly shaped sandwich. How many times must you cut the sandwich in order to make it fit neatly in the container? No. Well, we're gonna go with something called the ham sandwich theorem. It is the saying that it is a theory that in a three-dimensional world, you can cut any two-dimensional object exactly in half with just one cut. So there has to be a way that we can cut by the topological theorem, being the ham sandwich theorem. Ironically, this is about sandwiches. We should be able to cut the sandwich perfectly in half so that it would be able to fit. I can't exactly figure out how we're going to be able to do it, but I know through science that cutting it perfectly in half to get it into any shape is possible. So I'm going to say 1.
That should do it.
Yes!
Every puzzle
This is
has
why
an
you
answer.
read encyclopedias. Ah. Oh, Professor, you're just the cleverest. Thanks for helping me figure this out. Do you have another one? When I return, there'll be a hot meal. Thank you, B. Hi, Stachenfarschen. Stachenfarschen. Leave you and me. You'll be buried in all sorts of difficult puzzles before you can shout Stachenfarschen. By now. Some vanish before you can get back to them. They're gone, they're gone. They just moved to Granny Riddleton's. As fewest turns as possible. No. Two turns.
Luke, here's my answer. Another puzzle solved.
Uh-huh. See you around. Do you have another one, Dutton?
Oh, friend. Oh, you got a riddle. Sure. Cut which one? Cut which one to make a chain. Okay, this is a... Okay, so C is actually not connected to F. F is only connected to E. E is connected to C, not B. But it is connected to D. E is connected to C and D. C is connected to E, and B. F, E, C, B. B is connected to A, which means A, B, C, E, F, D needs to go.
Luke, here's my answer. Another puzzle solved.
Yeah. You've seen the old man go through the tower. The old man's in the tower. Do you have another one? No. Okay, they won't let me go anywhere else. Oh, hi, friend. Oh, you just have a puzzle for me. The longest path. Can't do it more than once. What's the longest path? Okay. That means we need the most backtracking. That looks correct to me.
Luke, here's my answer. Every puzzle has an answer.
That's a pretty healthy way to get your morning done. Do you have another one for us? No. What's this? What's this on the ground? It looks like a scrap of notepaper. What does it say, Luke? Well, let's see. It's just terrible. Lady Violet has an awful case of the flu and hasn't left her bed for days. I'm no doctor, so I can't think of any way to help her, but what to do. Lady Violet, oh, this journal must be talking about Baron Reinhold's first wife. My heart is heavy as I write these words. The loss of his wife has completely crushed the boss. If only there was something that I could do to help. He walks around looking like he's had the wind knocked out of him. And that's the end. Gosh, whoever wrote this must have cared an awful lot for the Baron and his family. No secret riddles here. Oh, kitty cat. Well, if this isn't Claudia out and about, and that reminds me of a puzzle. Oh, there we go. Okay. Given this setup, with a will the scale tip to the left or right or stay level? Okay. 4 makes 5 blacks. 3 reds makes white and 2 blacks. So that means we've got 3 whites, 1 black, and 5 blacks over here. So 5 blacks to 3 whites. Yeah, 5 blacks to 3 whites. 5 blacks is the same as 4 whites. If this is 3 whites, it means that the scale will tip to the left, because the left will be heavier.
I think I've got it.
Bam.
Professor, I've solved it.
Yeah. Yep. Bam. Once you realize how you need to look at things, it's not terribly difficult. Most of what I do in my day-to-day is algebra like that. Are you trying to poison me? What are these vile things? You oaf-some butler you are. Oh, those look divine. Oh, you never really... So that one in the top tray, front row on the left, it looks like a little volcano. That is a very difficult French pastry. It's called a canal, or a cannelé, cannelé. Sorry, pronouncing them is really difficult, but they're notoriously difficult to make. And so seeing also like a thin layered cake, wow, the butler, if he made these, did an incredibly good job. We even have a grapefruit upside down cake. What a treat. I'm sorry, sir. I detest sweets. The very sight of them turns my stomach. I get that plate out of here at once. Oh, yes, but of course. Leighton, there you are. You requested our presence, Inspector Chalmey. My sources tell me you've been out snooping about and interfering with my case. What are you up to? It certainly wasn't my intention to interfere in your case, however, a few things don't make sense. Leave the investigating to the police and go chase after that golden apple. Don't worry your pretty little head about it. I'll find Simon's killer. Of that you can be sure. Now, unless you have something else to say, I've got work to do here. Understood. Good day, sir. That inspector has some nerve, dismissing us like that. Like I've said before, I don't like him one bit. What do you say we go ask Ramon about yesterday, Luke? While we're here. Oh, Professor, help me out, please? Sure. Credit cross that has 17 pins. Oh, usually these puzzles you have to look it up from the side and do something like... Still a cross. 16 outside of it. Bam.
Luke, here's my answer. Every puzzle has an answer.
Haha. Thanks, old boy. Do you have another one by chance? Stumped again! Aha! Wood cutouts. 4 identical pieces, no mirrors. No, that's mirrors. No. One, two.
There we go.
Yes.
Every puzzle has an answer.
Bam. All identical. Oh, happy day. I'll be bidding my loneliness goodbye before I know it. Do you have another one? No. Lady Dahlia? Of course, I'm happy to come to your aid. Oh, thank you, Professor. Could you solve this riddle for me? Though I'm not feeling up to the challenge, I won't solve it myself. How old is Mom? A father and son are having a conversation. The father turns to the son and says, "You know, son, there was a time when your old man was twice the age of your mother." So let's say that the father is 1 and the mother is 2. Oh, the father is 2 and the mother is 1. That means the father's twice the age. Of course, the next year, I was only 1.5 times. Let's see, 3 and 2. 2 times 1.5 is 3. Because that's 2 plus half of 2 is 1. If the father's 44, how old is the mother? She has got to be 1 year younger.
Luke, here's my answer.
Gotcha.
Critical thinking is the key to success.
Fun math really only happens in small digits. It's very difficult to get really fun math when digits get bigger. What a relief, I can finally stop thinking about this silly puzzle. Do you have another one? I like to be left alone for a while. I need some time to collect my thoughts. Mr. Layton, you have some skill at solving puzzles. Yes, I once cracked a case by solving a puzzle left behind on a note I found hidden at the crime scene. Let's see how you fare against it. This looks like a sentence already. A detective who has mere days from cracking an international smuggling ring has suddenly gone missing. While inspecting his last known location, you find this note. The note appears to be nothing more than a series of numbers. You have a gut instinct that tells you this note has revealed the name of the crime. Bill is boss. He sells oil.
That should do it. Every puzzle has an answer.
Damn. Impressive. Don't get any ideas. Search for that golden apple. You have another one? Okay, let's go. Ramon, how are you doing? Good day, Ramon. How are you feeling today? Fit as a fiddle now, Professor. Perhaps as vivacious as a violin? That awful fatigue from last week seems to have never happened. As you can see, I'm bursting with energy and my skin is as soft as a baby's. I feel like a teen again. Is that so? That's good to hear. He doesn't seem to remember what happened yesterday, does he? So what's our next move? We shall respect the inspector's wishes and leave the murder case alone. It's as Inspector Shelby said, solving crime is a policeman's job. Besides, something tells me that this case and the golden apple are actually much more related than we suspect. That's your intuition of yours talking, isn't it, Professor? First and foremost, we need to find a clue that will bring us closer to the apple. Perhaps if Baron Reinhold's relations or close friends can help us point this in the right direction. Of course, there's always someone else. Let's see if the family butler has something to say on the subject. We'll be right back. And we're back. Should we check back to the mansion? A new chapter did just start. Back so soon, Professor. Matthew, I was wondering if you knew anything that could point us in the direction of the Golden Apple. Anything you know would be of great help. I'm so sorry to disappoint you, Professor, but the master never said anything of the sort to me. I'd much like to help you in your search, but my duties here prevent me from leaving the grounds. If only Ingrid was around to provide some assistance. I beg your pardon, sir, Ingrid? It's been years since you left, but Ingrid used to work as a servant here. She was Flora's nurse, and she often helped me with my work. Matthew! Yes, madame, I'll be right there. Please excuse me, sir, the lady calls. If you're curious about Ingrid, why not pay her a visit and talk to her yourself? Tell that Matthew sends her regards. Certainly. I'll be sure to pass on your message. Thank you for your help, Matthew. Isn't Ingrid that sweet old lady we passed by before? Indeed. We also saw her in that picture of young Flora. Come on, Luke. Let's find the old girl. Off we go, then, to the general cell just outside the mansion. We'll be there in no time. No. 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 Oh, Ingrid. Well, let's talk to this guy first. Nope, he was just saying that Lady Doll is pretty.
Oh, goodness me, if this isn't Mr. Layabout, was it?
The name is Layton, madame.
That's right, Mr. Layton. What can I do for you, sir?
Earlier we were talking about the butler at Reinhold Manor, and he mentioned he used to work there. We'd very much like to hear anything you know about the Baron.
Heavens me, you want to hear about the Baron? I'm afraid the only stories I have are from when I worked at the manor, and that was ages ago.
That would be ideal, madame. Would you mind telling us one?
All right, well, I suppose I could tell you a bit about the Baron and his former wife. The way Master Reinhold and his wife would carry on, they almost seemed to be like children. You'd never seen a man so in love as Master Reinhold was. When she passed away, Flora was all the Baron had to remember her by. So he raised that little girl with all the love a child could want. The things he'd bring home for her, the toys from all over the world, and teddy bears as big as yourself. He was in high spirits those days. He really wanted to give her 2 parents' worth of affection. So where has Flora gone? Your guess is as good as mine, sir. I have no clue where that girl went. She left the mansion well after I stopped working for the Reinholds. Some say Lady Dahlia put Flora on the street to keep the family riches to herself, but that's nonsense. After all, the Baron cared about Flora so much, I can't imagine he'd allow something like that. You know, you just reminded me. The grave of the Baron's late wife is located in the manor garden. I wonder who takes care of it now. The Baron's former wife is buried in the garden.
Thank you, madame. That's extremely helpful. Luke, let's get back to the manor. I have a hunch the grave is right. Might just hold us the clue that we're looking for. Oh, Mr. Butler.
Oh, look, it's Matthew. Good day, Professor. Were you able to track down Ingrid? Yes, we did. In fact, we were just speaking with her. I mean no disrespect, but she said that the grave of the Baron's late wife lies on these grounds. Do you have any knowledge of this? Lady Violet's grave, sir. I was actually just about to visit it myself. Would you mind if we came along to take a look? Not in the slightest. Right away. Right this way. Here's the entrance, sirs. Please watch your step on the way in.
Oh, wow, that is impressive.
This is Lady Violet's grave. Gosh, this place is extremely nice. It's not creepy at all. The late Baron, rest his soul, told me to keep this place in proper order, and I have tried to do so. Here sleeps Violet, my one true love. The statue looks so much like Lady Dahlia, it's hard to believe that it's someone else. Back when Flora was just a tiny little thing, Lady Violet used to take her to the park in town. Some of the flowers in the garden grew from the ones Flora planted here for her mother. Oh, so Flora planted these flowers. Oh, I forgot to tell you about the Baron's journal. It should still be in the desk in Madame's room. It's possible that it might contain some information you're looking for. My thanks, Matthew. I'll be sure to give it a once-over later. Now then, Luke, we'd best head back to Reinhold Manor. Let the dead rest. This was the journal that Matthew spoke of. I have to admit, he seems to know where everything in the manor is. There's something about reading someone else's journal that just doesn't seem proper to me. However, the investigation must continue, so... The craftsmanship of it is simply remarkable. It reminds me of my sweet Violet when she was alive. What do you suppose it refers to? Maybe the statue? Flora doesn't like the thing at all. I've seen her run away from it on multiple occasions. Recently, she spends more and more time playing by dear Violet's grave than anywhere else. I'm sad to say I doubt Flora will ever take to it. I can't blame her, as I've changed its memory. I feel terrible forcing that change on Flora, but I couldn't bear to see it like that anymore. Violet, there can never be another like you. You are my first, my last, and my only. Changed its memory? I'm not sure what Baron means. This is clearly vital information here. I collapsed some days ago, and I have been bedridden ever since. I feel as if I have failed Flora as a father. I can only hope that when I am gone, the people of this village look after Flora and care for her as I did. He must have been terribly ill. It seems I'm not long for this world, and that time has come for me to say goodbye to my little Flora. I've left everything in Bruno's care now. Flora, I pray you find happiness in this life. I've disclosed the location of the secret place in the note that I have left with an old friend. It is my most fervent hope that the seeker of the golden apple finds it and grants my dearest wish. Professor! Baron Reinhold's old friend.
We must seek out this person, Luke. But Professor, how can we find this person with nothing but this journal to go on? Ha! Like I always say, Luke, any good investigation starts on the streets. We just have to ask everyone in town about this matter. Basically, ask everybody who Bruno is. But remember, we don't talk about Bruno. What? I mean, of course. You're absolutely right, Professor. Let's get to it. Any good investigation also needs direction. We start out by asking Ingrid a few questions, seeing if she knows it seems she knows a great deal about Baron Reinhold. We don't talk about Bruno. No. 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 Hey Ingrid, what are you doing up here? Oh, look it is, Professor Ladle. The name is Layton, madame. Oh, that's right, Professor Layton. Oh, that talk about the mansion and we did last time reminiscing, so I decided to stop by for a visit. But it's enough about me. By the look on your face, it seems you have something you want to ask me. As a matter of fact, I do. Do you happen to know who Baron Reinhold considered his close friends? His friends, you say? Well... he was exactly what you'd call a social butterfly. I'm sorry, that's really all I knew about his friends. Oh, wait a moment. I do believe I saw Zapone pay a visit to the mention of you times. Professor, could you be referring to the man that we met? Ah, yes, the gentleman with the fancy mustache. We should ask him if he knows anything. I'd wager he's still hanging about the fork in the road. I clocked it. Okay. A guy. Nothing gonna be said about the tower, yep. Oh, solve a puzzle. Okay. Odd equations. Looks like somebody's been writing nonsense on the blackboard again. 8 minus 6 is 2. 8 plus 6 is 2. 7 plus 6 is what? Well, it's gotta be 1, right? 8 minus 7 is 1. I'm gonna say 1.
That should do it.
Oh,
Critical thinking is the key to success.
clock. It's clocks again. I kind of just guessed there, though. Do you have another one? Nope. Anyone back here? Oh, Sachin! What you up to? No. Innkeeper? Gone.
What about people on the park side? Oh, we've got a puzzle. 77. Which job? Two corporations have put help wanted ads. Aside from the information below, the two companies offer the exact same from a purely financial standpoint. Which one should you work for? Company A will pay $100,000 a year and give you $20,000 a year raise yearly. Company B will pay $50,000 every 6 months, so $100,000 a year. And they'll give you a $5,000 a year raise every 6 months. So after the first year, it'd be 10. Then 15, then 20. Then 30, then 35, then 40, then 45, then 50, 55, 60. I think we want to go with B.
Luke, here's my answer. Every puzzle has an answer.
Right. Always calculate things out. She's planning to keep the fortune to herself once it's found. And I've been helping her all along. Hi, friend. Fuse tiles to make a square. Okay. That'd be 12 tiles by 10 to make a square to cover the gap between the two. So 120. If we were to do a grid. Then again, they also give us the height here. One, 2, 3, 4, 20 tiles in a stack. A bit sneaky, but I'm gonna go with 20.
That should do it.
Well, what do you know?
Critical thinking is the key to success.
Let's go back rather quickly for a second. Cats. They seem to be friends. Ooh. What's E? A is 2. B is 3. I already see this already. That's... So the human brain is designed to search for patterns. C is also 3. That means D... 1, 2, 3... Yep, 4. E has to be 1, 2, 3... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. E is 5.
There we go.
Bam.
Every puzzle has an answer.
Yeah. There's not that many animals around town. Good afternoon, mister. I'll tell you a secret if you solve this puzzle. In 2 days, she'll be 22. Right now, she's 21. Last year, she was 19. That means she has to be born near the new year. So I'm going to say that she was born in January. Today's New Year's Day. Or maybe it's the 31st of December. In 2 days, it'll be the next year. Yeah, so she has to be born on January 2nd. For this riddle to work.
There we go. Critical thinking is the key to success.
Yeah. Anybody born in the early year can probably tell this riddle to all their friends. However, once you get into later months and you start to work with enormous days, like being born later into the year, it doesn't really work anymore. I bet the monster lives in the tower, feeds its victims super gross food before it pounces. Like hamburger ice cream with butterscotch and mayonnaise swirl. Ew. Maybe he just picks the weakest of the bunch to snatch. Girl, you corrupt. Oh, you have another riddle. Sure, no problem. Oh, my chip snatched. Ah. Oh my goodness. Oh my. On Valentine's Day, your gadget-loving technophile girlfriend gave you an unusual slab of chocolate. Well, you jumble the letters to look like the jumble of letters look like nonsense. You managed to decode the letters written in the chocolate. Geki Noir. I need a hint for this. Her style of contacting you is via digital means. I need another hint. Gadget. Texting thumb. Keyboard. Gee, there's also these kind of chips taken out. Perhaps those are going to be used as directions. G. T. Above G is a T on my keyboard. E. C. To the left of C is X. To the left of Y is T. Text. N. Next to the N is an M. The W is E. Text me. That's hard.
There we go.
That's a hard puzzle.
Another puzzle solved.
I don't know about that one. That's a bit convoluted. You have another one? Hi, friend. Hi. That's a hard puzzle. Yeah. I'd use 3 hints for that one. Close friends of the Baron, eh? It's true I had the pleasure of meeting Baron Reinhold a few times. Mr. Zapone, you didn't happen to be good friends with the Baron, did you? Me? Oh, no. I was nothing of the sort. Can you think of anyone at all who is close to the Baron? No, I didn't really know him. Well, there was this one possibility. No, never mind, I'm not sure. I guess Zapone can't really tell us much of anything. Yes, I'm afraid he was really of no help at all. I suppose that means we're back to where we started. But at least we can be sure that this close friend we're after is a resident of St. Mystere. We mustn't give up, Luke. Let's continue to ask around. Nothing. Oh, fish guy. Welcome back, Till. Just one moment. I'm thinking. Amazing. Oh, a customer. Welcome. I have some great deals on sausage today, and my skirt steak will make any plate a fashion plate. Sorry to disappoint you, sir, but we didn't come here to shop. Oh, by the by, if I was in that market, I would be getting a skirt steak. Ah! You're welcome, Deltoons. It's always a pleasure to see you. He always thinking he was gonna make a big sale. See, you've got that hungry look about you. I always have a hungry look about me. I may be in very, very good shape, but I am always hungry. I'm always starving. But considering I only eat 1, maybe 2 meals a day, maybe it's my own fault. Even I got like pecs and abs going on. My workouts have been working out really well. Maybe we should do an exercise stream sometime. But my workouts are only like 20 minutes, so 30 minutes. Well, if I can't interest you with any of my fine meat products, can I at least tempt you with a riddle? Sure, why not? Sausage thief. Somebody ate the butcher's sausages. Only one of them is telling the truth. Okay. Who ate the sausages, though? Okay. We're trying to figure out who ate the sausages, not who's lying or telling the truth. Okay, let's say A is telling the truth. He's saying B ate the sausages. That means D would be lying. That means that means B would be lying that D ate them. C would be lying and would thus have eaten them, meaning that A could not be telling the truth. Okay, so A is not telling the truth. A is lying. So that means B has not eaten the sausages. B, let's say he's telling the truth and D ate the sausages. Okay, that means C would be telling the truth. Oh, sorry, that means C would be lying, and thus he ate them. I'm sorry, okay. Let's say B is telling the truth, that D ate them. B is lying. So that would work. C, I did not eat them. Means if B is telling the truth, then C would be lying. And thus C ate them. And B is lying. That means B is telling the truth. If D is lying. If D is lying, that means he's saying B is telling the truth. Which works for B saying that he's saying that D ate them. So B and D work together, and if we're saying that B is telling the truth and D is lying. Now, let's go this the other way and say that D is telling the truth and B is lying. So let's say B is lying, and D is the one telling the truth. So that makes that work still. D thus did not eat them, and somebody else did. So if D is telling the truth and A, B, and C are lying, A is just saying somebody ate the sausages, so that's fine to get rid of. B is saying that somebody ate the sausages, and that's fine to get rid of. C is saying I didn't eat them, which means that he did eat them. So it's C.
That should do it.
There we go.
Every puzzle has an answer.
I actually had sausages today, but they were truffle sausages, and I would say that I do not like truffle sausages. They did not taste very good at all. Ugh. I still ate them though, because I would hate to throw away such a valuable item. I just wish that they didn't use truffles on such a thing. Do you have another one? It's a veal good deal. Thank you, doggy. Oh, hi, friend. Not being a member of high society myself, I've never been so much as out of conversation with Baron. Now, Sonny, I'm awfully tired and I need to go lie down. Are you feeling unwell, sir? I'm just plumb exhausted lately. It's an awful noise. Uh-oh, this guy's gonna get abducted next. The tower keeps making noises. Whenever the tower makes a sound, somebody disappears. Professor, there's something on the ground here. It's a scrap of paper. Sure thing, let's see. The boss compliments my latest model today. He's a good guy and he's given me a new sense of purpose. I'm sure this is my true calling. I want to perfect my skills so I can repay this man for his generosity. This sounds like a great deal, like a journal entry, doesn't it? Judging by how the writer uses the term the boss, I imagine he's underemployed the Baron. I've constructed models to fit its every situation, just like the boss asked me to do. I got to smile when I see how interested he is with them. That's the end of the entry. Huh, he's making some sort of models for a living. You have a riddle for us? Oh, Find the pentagons. How many pentagons? Okay, let's start with the smallest ones. Square plus a triangle in each corner, that's 1, 4. Okay, let's get bigger. 2 triangles and a square makes a pentagon. So that's 8 by circling around. Let's do 3. That's makes it like a diamond. That's still a pentagon. 12. I think it's 12. I think we're gonna go with 12.
There we go.
Bam.
Another puzzle solved.
What cunning lads you are. Let's quickly pop into prosciutto. Chocolate. I love chocolate. Huge sheet of chocolate squares. It's 5 by 6. You can only break the chocolate at lines that run between squares. You are allowed to stack multiple segments. Keeping those rules in mind was the fewest number of times you need to break. Well, every time you break it, you're going to increase it by 1, so it's going to be the same no matter what. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 29. 5, 6, 7, 20, 29 breaks.
That should do it.
Yep. That's
Another
math for you.
puzzle solved.
Yeah, no matter how you do it, it will always take 1 minus n. You, Harriet. Yes, you. Do you mean me, good sir? Yes, this flower vase is yours. I've been keeping it nice and safe for you. That's lovely. I've never seen anyone just forget something like this while shopping. Your vase space case. I'm sorry, but you must be mistaken. I've never seen this vase before in my life. That fancy vase doesn't belong to you, so why that guy tell me to give this to you? What does the man look like? My hat was kind of in the way, obscuring certain details. It's the worst, I tell you. Jeez, you're the worst. I'll just give it back to the guy the next time I see him. Oh, you got a puzzle. Oh, it's just an assembly. Well, that's not really a puzzle at all. That's just... I mean, I guess it's a jigsaw. So I can't be too much of a complainer. Ah, this is spare. It's probably for the back.
There we go. Every puzzle has an answer.
Ooh, sausage. Why are you saying no thank you? He was giving you free sausage. You have no idea what's at stake, Leighton. Kind of like just throws trash on the ground. It's an old newspaper. Wait a second. Look at this article. Inspector Chelmy. Look at that. Chelmy hailed his brilliant detective and devoted husband. Chelmy celebrates each successful case with his favorite treat. Sweet potato fritters. But Chelmy doesn't like sweets. He's so gruff, I never thought. How is he in the newspaper? Solving a different case if he's here solving a case right now. Huh. He did say that. Very curious. Oh, hi guy. So I'm gonna talk to the guy I talked to before just really quickly. It's a real deal. Okay. So it's true I've been hearing about the two of you. Are you really running around town in search of the Reinhold fortune? That's correct, sir. Currently we're in search of a close friend of Baron Reinhold's. We believe he has entrusted this friend with an important note. Gracious! That's quite a search. You on your hands? Excuse me, my name's Archibald.
Gus, I mean, the Baron and I were great friends, thick as thieves. We used to have the most amazing conversations late at night. Do you think that perhaps I am the one you are searching for?
Yes, I think it is so. What luck that after all the searching, we should bump into you at a place like this. I have one question. Do you recall ever receiving a small note or written message for the Baron?
I don't remember ever receiving anything of the sort from Gush. But he did give me a fine desk that once belonged to him. It's at a home, maybe it holds some kind of clue.
The Baron's desk, you say? Excellent.
Would you like to come over to my house and take a look-see at it?
You are most gracious. If you would be kind enough to allow us to look at it, we would be very grateful.
I'm sure Gush wouldn't mind the two of you fine puzzle solvers like yourselves looking over this desk. Actually, let me impart a few pearls of wisdom on you while I got your attention. Focusing on your case is all well and good, but if you don't solve some puzzles, you'll be sorry later. So make an effort to find puzzles around town and just solve the ones you can. Take it from this old-timer. It's good to stop and smell the puzzles sometimes. Alright, I'll get up my horse now and head on over to my house. Follow me. This is Gus's old desk. Let me take all the time you need to examine it.
Splendid, Luke. Let's get right to it.
Bam.
Look, Professor, there's a puzzle hidden here. In front of you are 4 tangled lengths of rope. Mark the ones you think form a knot. Grab them by their ends and pull taut. Oh man, this looks really hard. Okay. If you pull this, this will come and pull that guy. This will come and pull this guy, and then this will loop around and untie it. Okay, so A is definitely not it. B. That comes out. That's not tied to anything. This comes out. That's not tied to anything, so it's not B either. C grabs that. Sorry. Grabs that. I think we've got a knot here. I'm just trying to make sure that it's not a reflection of the previous one. I think that that's a knot. Okay, D. This comes out. That's just a couple loops. I think it's just C. Unless it's not an answer at all. Unless it's 0. Okay.
I did it! Yes!
The images are pretty complicated. Yeah. Whew. That puzzle was no pushover. I just gotta quickly check something. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 70. Okay. kind of like Lady Violet. Empty. A letter. It's a map. An indented square with an X in it. Interesting. It seems Beatrice is concerned about one of her lodgers, and she'd like your thoughts on the problem. Well, we'd best go help her. Thank you, Archibald. Now, off to the inn we go, Luke. Do you have a riddle for us, by the by? Can't be finished too soon, can you? Ah, friend. And this is where we are. Interesting. Andrea's really nice, but she comes up with tough puzzles. Who's Andrea? Let's do a loop around the top before we go back down to the... Deal, deal. Old lady?
Well, this isn't you two again. All right, here's a puddle.
Ah, very good. 74. 4 kids are playing, and one of them threw a ball right through your window. Here's what they have to say for themselves. You know for a fact the person who broke your window is lying. But there's an unknown number of who else might be lying as well. Okay, so anybody could be lying here. At least one. Not me, I didn't break anything. Okay, I'll tell the truth, it was me, I broke it. So we know that this bee is definitely lying. Because the person who broke the window, is the person who told us. So it's not B. C. Don't be mad at A, he didn't do anything. So if A and C are lying, then C is trying to defend A, and A is the person who broke the window. And thus D is just saying B. Okay, we're gonna go with... Oh. He's lying. Okay, I think we're gonna go with A.
Luke, here's my answer. Another puzzle solved.
We're good. Do you have another one? It was destiny. The wire cube. You want to create a cube out of wires with the fewest number of wires possible. Oh. This is actually really hard. I will need to use a piece of paper for this one. This is actually a really challenging puzzle. Okay, I'm gonna use colored markers for this.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, that could work. That could go into. One, 2, 3, 4. Now let's try another one. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. I think you have to do it with 4.
That should do it.
Here's my note paper.
Every puzzle has an answer.
Yeah, sorry, it's a bit blurry, but it seems that we were correct. Yep, so I wrote down the top left one on my paper, and yeah, sorry. Come on, camera, you can do it. No. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you. I wrote down the top one, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, the idea is pretty much the same. Yeah, I wrote down a fifth way of doing this, but it seemed that no matter what, it still takes 4 pieces.
Goodness, I can't believe you solved it.
Oh, here, I'm gonna try to do this in the voice of the shopkeeper from Star Fox Adventures, which, by the way, if you guys out there like the Star Fox Adventure games, I would love to do that one on the stream. So,
I can't believe you did it. You win fair and square.
you're always paranoid when you do puzzles like that one because you're always like, oh, what if it's possible with 3 after all? Yeah, that's why I had to like write it down on paper. Like, I have pretty good senses of surface area and mathematics because that's pretty much what my minor was. I have a bachelor's of science in molecular biology, and I tutored physics and mathematics back when I was in school a long time ago. Like almost 10 years ago? Sorry, it would be 8 years ago. I was in university, but I keep my profound love for mathematics with me always. I love math, and so it's really hard to yeah, puzzles where you have to imagine a 3-dimensional object in your mind is hardest for you. See, most of my imagination, because I'm an artist nowadays, I'll show you this bit of crochet that I've been working on. I design my own crochet patterns, and in order to do that, you have to really focus on your sense of how a string moves in a 3-dimensional space, and what will happen if it links up with other strings, and then they're starting to pull each other. For example, that's how I was able to get this kind of bulging effect on each of these shells. It's very shallow, but each shell, each round bit, bulges a little bit. So manipulating objects in space is, or at least in my head, is my favorite thing to do, because I'll just picture an object in my head, or just, actually, a lot of people say, oh, close your eyes and picture it. I was like, it's easier if I just blur my vision and look into the space in front of me. When people say picture it in your head and close your eyes, that's impossible for me to do. I really can't close my eyes and imagine something. But I can leave my eyes open and imagine something on my desk. And then I just look at it and pick up the cube in my hand, look at it on each sides, and that's how my imagination works. My imagination is like alternate reality. You know, those like goggles you put on and you can see you're still in your room, but you can make like Minecraft in your room, things like that. That's how my imagination works. And so that's why I got really into crochet and painting, because I can see where my line is supposed to go. But I will tell you this, it is a learned skill. It might be hard for you now, but if you keep at it and going over and over and over again with imagining things differently, you're gonna get better and better and better at it. Oh, calamity follows wherever we go. Oh dear. Do you have another puzzle for us? All out of puzzles. Okay. Prosciutto? Cruden makes chow that's out of this world. The worst thing is imagining a cube folded up and then picturing it. Oh, I always thought that was like the easiest part, is taking an object and breaking it down. Because that's how you like start to understand surfaces and things. I don't remember if I showed you this, but I have a special book about advanced topology that's all about knot theory. You know, Tiltons, if you look into some topology and study up on your geometry, maybe this will be really easy for you. You gotta keep up with your geometry skills. My geometry professor was really mean and rude, and I worked really, really hard to show him that I wasn't, that I was smart. And maybe that was really good for me, because to have a teacher who was just a butt face. Because I really focused on all my efforts to show him. You've forgotten all of your math. How could you have forgotten all of your math? Math is like the bread and butter of existence. I love math. That's why I do Dungeons and Dragons. You can see all my D&D books back here. They might be blurry, but they're there. And if you are a Dungeons and Dragons or role-playing game maestro or a big fan of board games, math is your biggest friend. I have one game called Tzolk'in, which has a huge Mayan calendar gear that shifts, and as the main gear rotates one notch every round, all these other gears attached to it rotate as well. And you place your people on the gears. I always thought math as a game. Yeah. I always loved math. Math is like a game. And so as your people move around on the gears, you can get different resources from the tiles that you pull them off at. And so the whole game of Tzolk'in was just about figuring out where your people are going to be 5 or 6 or 3 turns in the future. And so there's a lot of mathematical tracking of who's going to be where, how to spend your resources well, to get the resources that you need from the board in order to beat the other players. But effectively it was just a lot of math, and it wasn't like math that you could sit down and plan your turn. I mean, yes, you could spend as long as you went with your turn, but when you have guests at your table, you gotta do your turn like bam, 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 bam. It's your turn, you gotta go. The next person's turn. Like I only give them like less than a minute per player at my board, at my table, and so eventually you get really good at making snap decisions and calculating where your people are gonna be without even thinking of it. And once you can do really good math or predictions without even thinking about it, that's when you know that you're at a point where your mathematical skills have reached a great point. Like the peak is, you just gotta keep doing it. And yes, it might suck. That's study, effectively. And then, bam, you've got all of your things. But of course, I do math every single day. I'm a baker, I'm a cook, and so I'm always doing algebra because all my recipes in my books are like, this is how you make 8 servings. And I'm like, ooh, I just need 2 servings. So how do I pare down all of my recipes down to using 1 egg? Or I say 1 egg is the smallest divisible. You can't divide an egg. But dividing all sorts of things, and sometimes this requires a lot of rapid fire algebra. A lot of people, when I was in grade school, so many of my fellow students were like, what's the whole point of learning math if I'm gonna be doing X? And there's gonna be computers and things. They're like, well, yes, computers are great, but like consulting a computer every time you need to do a simple math problem is tedious. And I use math daily. Gosh, I even use it to figure out what's the optimal bus and subway time it takes for me to get from point A to point B. Because I've started to remember how long different subways take in New York City. But I don't know, it just seemed like a game to me, but it's a game that I'm playing against myself. Sorry, I get that you don't really care for math, but I love math. I love, love, love math. Ooh, a game. Sure. Okay, place 4 queens on a chessboard so they don't, okay, so they don't attack each other. There's only one way. They have to be at horses. Find math fascinating, it's not good, but... that just takes time. I recommend, cooking.
To success.
Or playing board games. Both of those would get you really, really good at math very fast. And you want to play board games with a person who's also really good at board games. Somebody who, like, will super challenge you. get a refresher on everything you did in high school, I promise you, the moment that you start, like, getting into it, it will come back. You don't... Games are the perfect refresher. Ooh, that's a good question. So I like some really complicated games, but considering you're just getting into the swing of things, if you like words and wordplay and word association, the game Code Names is great. If you want to have good couples games or groups games, I'd say Code Names requires at least 4 players. And it's all about word association, and it's a very good game. Let's see, Sulkin. I'm gonna put these in chat. Sulkin is the game that I recommend for, it's a great worker placement game and it requires a lot of time management and understanding like, my guy's gonna be here in 2 turns. It's also super, super fun. I found it to be the most rewarding game that I've ever played, and it is still my favorite board game of all time. Because, the math isn't hard. It's not like a math game. Like the game has a huge gear into it, so it's kind of like Mousetrap. So if you like Mousetrap, then this game is totally up your alley. But it is by far, I think, the best designed game. It was designed by Ravenberger, and it's just freaking amazing. Oh no, not Ravenberger. It's designed by Czech Games. Let's see. I have a few other games, but none of them are as mathsy as Sulkin and Codenames. Another good board game I would say that requires good logic would be Root. But Root has a really high, like you gotta learn a lot of how the game works before you can even play the game. But it's mostly a logic game. And then there's a bunch of really awesome cooperative games like Alien, Fate of the Nostromo, or Shadows over Camelot. But if you can... Shadows over Camelot is a really hard game to find because it's out of print. But it's pretty amazing. But yeah, those 2 games would be my favorite games of all time. Too Many Queens. Place the queens on a 5x5 chessboard, okay.
There we go.
Yeah, Too Many Queens is a classic.
Another puzzle solved.
I used to do this to myself when I was a child. I would do this with all the pawns. More chess. Too Many Queens 3. Ah, this is the opposite. Make it so that only that they completely fill the board. this is hard. Most of the puzzles are all classics. More original later in the games, but underlying ideas are of course age old. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Doop, doop. Okay, I gotta do this row by row. Okay, that's good. Doop. This row. Good. Diagonal. No. Repeat. Oh. Okay, that row's covered. Bam, bam, bam. Okay. Last row. Okay, that was good. I think that's a solution. Ah.
Luke, here's my answer.
That one
Another puzzle solved.
was a challenge. Whew. Hat rack, Layton. That one really threw me for a loop. Too many queens, 4. Place all of them on a grid, 3 of them are already placed. I see, okay. And there's no memo function. Ugh. Let's just throw some pieces out there. Okay. Bop, bop. No memo function. Yeah. Okay, those are at least all placed. Let's check our diagonals. Okay, definitely not that one. Okay. Okay. The memo function makes it too easy on us. And maybe that's the a good reason why this game has good replayability. So this one can only be in any one of these 3 locations. Can't be there, so it has to be one of those 2. In other Lightning games, you just memorized them. Wow. I don't know, every time I don't usually keep these games memorized in my mind, because I just memorize the method of getting to the solution. Top row. Could do there, but that limits a lot of our positioning. That's very true about a lot of puzzles. I agree. Ah, gotcha. Slide puzzles. Oh, I love slide puzzles. Except for like for some of the 3x3s, those are really hard slide puzzles. Yeah, so there's actually a slide puzzle game that I was thinking about purchasing. It's a physical slide board that has a bunch of slide puzzles programmed into it. I was thinking about getting myself one. It looked like a really fun game. I find myself mostly playing games by myself. That's okay, because that's why I'm a live streamer. I think. Good.
That should do it.
Because I'm very good at playing by myself in the sandbox.
Every puzzle has an answer.
Every puzzle has an answer. Checkmate. Do you have another one? He's done. Crouton, do you have any more picture puzzles? We did track him down. You've lost your measuring cup. Yes, I love measuring puzzles. Yeah. So I don't even need to like look at the screen. They need, how much do they need again? Bam. 9, 7, 6, 10. 8. Bam. I don't even need to look at them in order to solve one of those, because it's mostly just to make a method. Have you ever played the game where you have like a full pyramid and 2 other pegs, and you gotta transfer the pyramid to the other pegs? It's the same method. You can do them nowadays, but really impossible. Yeah. By the way, that was... I think that was 15 moves. I can't remember. I'd have to look back at the stream. How many moves did I do it to? I wasn't actually looking. I was just moving the flowers, moving the cups around. Yeah. Like the pancake puzzles in Pandora's Box. Yeah. Moving water between pitchers is exactly the same thought process. Yeah. Yeah. They're very similar. They're just shaped differently. And that's like that whole method where I was saying, oh, a lot of puzzles are actually really much the same puzzle, they're just shaped differently. And so you don't need to memorize the solution, you just memorize the route of getting the solution. But that's logic for you. Oh. Apples to oranges. Oh, it's just a sliding puzzle. Come on. Oh man. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this in because of my cursor. But I'll do my best.
Luke, here's my answer.
The later games feel easier.
Critical thinking is the key to success.
A lot of puzzles are just reskins, yeah. But I think that's fine. I think it's fine. I mean, sometimes I'm trying to look for something really awesome, but it's okay. It's not always fresh out of puzzles. We'll be right back after just a moment. we are. When you're your own stream daddy. Being able to recognize the mechanism behind a puzzle works great as well. Yes. So in regards to puzzle design, because I do a lot of role-playing games, I have to design my own puzzles. And so a way that I solve puzzles when I'm faced with one is I try to deconstruct how would a certain puzzle's solution be. Like, what would the solution be? Oh, designing puzzles is really, really fun. And working backwards is a great way to do it. Like, think less of what's the solution of the puzzle and more of how is the puzzle constructed? Like, is it shapes? Is it numbers? Where does the information go? Traditional practice is to put the what are you looking for at the end and your introductory at the beginning, and then putting a lot of useless information somewhere in the middle. Oh, Doze and Dash, I'm sorry, buddy. Oh my goodness, they are a slob. Not even I make a big mess like this. I'm extremely clean, and when I stay at a hotel room, I even make the bed. He had a sharp mustache, and he was pretty clear he wasn't from around here, so you're saying he was a foreigner. Rude. Reeks of smoke. Hey Luke, didn't you say earlier that Chelmy reeked of smoke? Puzzle design is really tricky. I've found that often people appreciate very easy puzzles. Like, you want to have a good ratio of 9 easy puzzles for every one really, really hard one. Yeah, you want the player to feel smart. You want to give every player the illusion that they know what's going on. Oh, speaking of that. Speaking of it's good to make the player feel smart. Yes, this is good. Because you can make them proud of their intuition. And if you're doing like a role-playing game, like you're playing Dungeons and Dragons and you're the dungeon master, you're the game master, or Pathfinder and you're the game master, or really any role-playing game, you want to have several puzzles that make the players feel really smart and really clever, to trust their intuition. Because then you throw a really challenging puzzle that has 2 very easy to detect solutions. One that's wrong that you want them to go for, so that they're wrong. And the other one, the correct answer is like, you can logically get there, but the red herrings seem obvious from like a gut feeling. It's a great way to throw your players off. And that's kind of how you get a good story going. Most great stories come from a small misconception. And it's usually people get really proud of themselves. Use people's pride against themselves. That's how you do good puzzle design. You are like, yes, very good, yes, very good, yes, very good, and then I trip you as you're running. Like, once you get the players running, that's when you trip them. Yep, we are without any leads. Everybody's been saying stay away from the tower. That's our biggest lead. So, we should go to the tower. Before we go deeper, I want to check something. I love really good music design. Unfortunately, I'm not a musician or a sound engineer. My partner is very good at sound design, but he doesn't really do the same things that I do. So it's difficult to snag him. What you found, doggy? Ah, coin. Okay, boy. What's up? He's got a riddle. 72. The sound of silence. Which of these words doesn't make the sound of silence? Silent letters. Scale, rhythm. Scale has a silent word, letter E. Rhythm, H is silent. Note, E is silent. Chord, H is silent. Treble, E is silent. Rest has no silent characters.
How does this sound? I did it! Yes!
Bam. To see language puzzles? Yeah, that does, that is an issue. Because even in different languages, like, how would they do that? That puzzle just probably wouldn't be able to exist. However, I do appreciate language puzzles. Ah. Oh, he's got a riddle. The laziest man on earth. Behold, before he sets the laziest man in the entire world, known far and wide for his aversion to physical activity, this slug has designed his house so that he can grab anything without leaving the comfort of his recliner. Using an elaborate set of tools, including a fishing rod, extendo arm, and high-energy magnets, this legendary loafer has put everything in his room within reach. However, despite his efforts, there's one place he cannot reach without getting off of his duff. That's underneath him, of course. I'm gonna save here just in case I place that circle at the wrong spot.
There we go.
Yes, I was learning Japanese for a little period of time,
Another puzzle.
but I haven't gotten around to it. To finishing my... Yep. He has to stand up in order to reach underneath him. A teak table. Layton wants that. Because he actually doesn't have a desk yet. Do you have another one for us? No. Thank you, guy. So much money. Agnes. It's a veal deal. Riddle. Red and blue 1. Oh, it's the box puzzle again. Oh, come on, cursor. How dare you! You're ruining my score! Ah,
I think
jeez.
I've got it. I did it. Yes.
I totally had that in 30 moves. I just had to pick up and place it. Okay, quick puzzle check. 72. We're missing one. Yeah, I'm going for all puzzles. That's the one thing that I do have a tracker for. I have a tracker for all puzzle locations, but not for solutions. The board has 12 dots. Your task is to connect the dots to form as many squares as possible. Unfortunately, my my tracker is not as accurate as it could be. Yeah, you'd have quickly checked otherwise, yeah. Yeah, I have a small tracker. I'm just using the IGN wiki that says the puzzle's locations. And so I just kind of have a general idea. I mean, if I do use it as thoroughly as possible, I could see the list of solutions, but I'm just not reading those solutions. Use this shot multiple times. How many squares can you draw on this board? Oh, really? I don't know exactly how you could write that as a link, because I've disabled links to dissuade bots. What could I Google in order to pull that up? So that's pretty much what I Googled in order to get what I have right now. And this is on the Layton wiki. There's the puzzles. Navigating this website is a bit tricky. Ah, okay. I found the list of puzzles. Yeah. Currently, I think my method is working pretty good. It's divided all the puzzles into chapters. And so I have a general idea of, oh, well, I need to double back to certain locations if I haven't found one yet. Okay. Okay, we should solve the puzzle. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 smalls. Now do the diagonals. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another 35 degrees. 1, 2. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11? I think it's 11. I think it's 11. Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 small squares. There's 4 centered around each of the centered dots. And then there's 2 35-degree angles. I can't find a 12th one.
That should do it.
Or a reason for there to be 10.
Critical thinking is the key to success.
So, there's something that I take into practice every time I solve a puzzle. It is, I try to play against myself. Is there a reason why my answer is wrong? Gramophone? Layton's probably gonna want that. Okay. All the trunk mini games? Ideally, yeah. Let's see. Okay, let's keep going. That looks good so far. The first time that I played this game, I never finished the dog. I was so bummed. They're really good at hiding riddles in this game. What? You didn't come close to beating all the puzzles when you first played this game, so of course you didn't finish any of the mini games. You care about them. Ah, I care. I'm a big 100%er. I must. It's just what me and my siblings do. The very last puzzle's too hard for you. Was it a math one? On the way home from the store... Yeah, the game got stolen. Oh no. I swear I've probably lost so many DS cartridges. Ugh. I do not like almonds in my chocolates. Geometry puzzle. Oh, that sounds like a breeze. Oh, we'll see. You and your three friends decided to divide the chocolate evenly amongst the lines between the squares. However, just to make things interesting, you decided to make it so that each piece is the same shape. Ah, interesting. But you want the almonds to be in different locations. The same shape almond in different locations. Middle, tail, top, corner.
Luke, here's my answer.
You solve every puzzle and you long for more.
Another
That's a
puzzle
good place to be in. Another puzzle solved. Ginger pudding? Ooh. You could choke on a donkey. Please don't use those words. A statue? That probably will go to Layton. Yeah, I'm gonna give that to Layton. Do you have another one? I've never played Miracle Mask or Azrian Legacy. So those games are going to be really, really exciting on our stream because I've never played those ones. Those will be first times for me.
And of course I play with cocktails. I think I already talked to these people. It's the veal deal. Oh, we've got the old lady.
Try this special on for size.
Aces on the Joker. You've scattered a deck of 52 cards and one Joker is face down on the table, so you don't know which card is from where. Next you start turning the cards over one by one. Assuming you can't flip the same card twice, what's the percentage odds that you turn over the 4 aces before you turn over the Joker? 1/5. That's 20% of the time.
Luke, here's my answer.
Martha freaked you out when you were younger.
Another puzzle solved.
Yeah.
Look, see here, sonny boy. You're so handsome.
That's a good one. But she'd made a fatal mistake of giving me a statistics question. I'm unfortunately extremely good at statistics. There's another paper on the ground. Please read it, Luke. Leave it to me, Professor. The boss hasn't been himself since Lady Violet's passing, and he shows no sign of recovering. That's why I've decided I will make one as a tribute to Lady Violet. I'm sure it'll put a smile on his face. Ah, yes, now it makes sense. Could our mystery author be I've worked my fingers to the bone, trying to cheer up the boss. Looking out over St. Mystere, I see a thriving, bustling village. So many villagers to keep him company. Maybe he can finally be happy again. That's the end of the page. Professor, what's the matter? You look so deep in thought. I can't confirm my suspicions at the moment, but I think it's safe to say this goes deeper than we thought. It's a dead end. The tower is awfully ominous. I loved how Ganipkin up this tower looked. Ooh, cutscene. What? Damn, girl, you got style. Mixing mustard with sap green,
Well,
bit of
not say.
goldenrod.
Why not? What are you hiding?
Rude.
We seek access to the tower. Do you think you could help us, miss?
The tower?
Luke, you gotta work on that.
Oh, wait!
What in the world was that about? Huh? Professor, what's this? A Ferris wheel ticket? Very curious indeed. Luke, that girl might have dropped this to tell us where we should head next. But why would she want to help us? Your guess is as good as mine, Luke. Still, I can't shake the feeling that she's trying to help us.
Well, your intuition hasn't ever been wrong. Let's see what we can find around the park's Ferris wheel. That's right, Layton. Go straight to the park. You've been a thorn in my side far too long. I think it's time for you to disappear. For good.
And here's where we begin Chapter 6, the search. Search the village for the path to the tower. Or maybe we just finished Chapter 6. Either way, I think there's a secret puzzle right here. Yep. Aha! And this will be our last puzzle for the day before we wrap up our stream. Painting a cube. Using 3 colors to paint, how many ways can you paint a cube so that it satisfies the condition of none of the colors touch? There's only one way to do that. Well, that's a very extremely easy puzzle. There's only one way to paint a cube with 3 colors so that none of the colors touch.
Layton's apprentice saves the day!
Yep, that's the only way. And that was our last puzzle for today. I could do that puzzle standing on 1 foot. I don't know why you would try to solve a puzzle standing on 1 foot, but you go do you, Luke. Well, thank you so much, Stilltunes, and everybody else for popping into stream. I hope you had a super duper awesome time, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for the rest of our puzzle games. And yes, Martha is super freaky. She wigged me out when I was younger. Nowadays, I see her as just a bat. You batty old codger, you. Take care. Make sure to eat, have something delicious. Enjoy the fruits of flavor. And we'll see you guys next time. I've been Rem. And if you like what you've seen, I'm slowly uploading all these streams onto my YouTube channel. If you Google my name, Rem Cycle, you will likely find me on YouTube. So, until next time, take care. Bye-bye.